And we're recording. Welcome. It's Mage Josh with Mageworks Studio here for the Mage Josh Plays channel, and today I'm playing around with some new uh, AI software, AI tooling. This is geared towards writers. It's called Novelmage, as you can see on the screen. It is honestly pretty cool. I wasn't sure about it when I first started, and I don't really want to go into all my negatives right off the bat. So what I want to do first is just kind of walk you through what it takes to get started with Novelmage, and to do that, you need to download Novelmage. Now, I think, let me swap over to my uh, Obsidian. Yeah, download Novelmage is step one, and it will provide you with a novelmage.zip file. You extract that, and inside it, there's a PDF and an exe. I recommend reading the PDF, but it is kind of long, so you might want to throw it into ChatGPT or Notebook LM and ask it questions instead of trying to read the whole thing. But uh, I think it's more like best practices for prompting than anything else. Clearly, I didn't read it. I skimmed a couple pages. I don't probably don't need it, that kind of thing. But yeah, so once you've got the file extracted, you just double click the exe to install on Windows at least. I have absolutely no clue what it's like on Mac OS. As far as I know, the Mac OS version isn't released yet, but the roadmap I heard today was 30 days from now, so that would be like the day before my birthday in November, I think. Anyways, so yeah, you install the exe file. If it gives you a warning about uncertified, you have to pay money for the Microsoft verified installer. And this is the early project. It's literally like they were a web app and they've just pivoted to a local app. So give them time and they'll get there. But for now, just tell it to run anyway. If if you have any problems, please report them in the Discord, that kind of thing. I don't work for Novel Mage. I'm not paid by Novel Mage. Figure I should put that out there right now. Um, I got the same free trial that you'll get offered when you go to download it, and that's what I signed up for. I haven't even actually paid for my first month's use yet, because I really just wanted to kind of give this a test and see how does it do and how easy is it to write with it. And I gotta say, I'm impressed. So once you've got it installed, it's going to ask you for your license key, which you'll get when you sign up after doing the download. And it should look something like this. All right, let me grab my license key and re-verify. I've noticed that I think it's after it updates, it pops up this requiring your license key again. So I've just got it saved in a notepad on my desktop because it's easier for me. You can actually get to it from your profile very easily on the website, so I wouldn't worry about it as long as you got internet access. There it is. Grab my license. There we go. There it goes. Signed in successfully. and loads my novel. I've only got one novel in here because I knew I was going to be filming this video, so I just put this test novel I'm working on. Really just workshopping it right now. Don't know exactly where all I want this character to go. It's based on a character that a friend of mine played in a game of mine that I ran like almost 15, 10, 15 years ago, something like that. It's been a long time. So, anyways, you won't have this when you get started. You'll just have to create a new novel. You have to do that in order to get to any of the settings. None of those are available from the home screen, which, if you're listening, if any of the devs are listening, I think that's a, like an issue to me. I think that settings should be available from the main screen. I should be able to set all this up without having to go into a book. It just makes more sense, workflow wise. Now, anyways, once you get started, you create a new. You know what? I'm recording this, but I don't know what happens when I don't know. Novelmage to get back to the. It's very confusing because there's the home button and then the logo, and it doesn't look like you can do anything. But you do. That's also confusing. But it's pretty cool. It's very random. Uh, Clearly, I'll be everyone Williams books as a, or movie as a kid, so that's what we're going with. This description doesn't really matter, but I recommend putting something in there. Isn't all fiction literary fiction? That doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, yeah, I made this meme because, it's like, what, 3 weeks later, and I still haven't been able to secure a Sora 2 invite code. It's like I'm really tired of not being able to use Sora 2. It's pretty lame. Anyways, yeah, so you need to pick a perfect friend. I've predominantly write third person limited just because it makes the most sense to me. You will need to create a new codex. This is your first book. If it is, another book or another book in the same world as one you already built in here, you could use an existing codex. But we don't have that, so we're just going that. All right, why not do that instead of show up the other book? Because will my settings all still be here? No, I need to rename all this again. No, no. There they are. All right, so everyone else uses. You can try to use these, but you don't have my API key, so you won't get through. Those are my custom servers. So that is how you do this local for free. Um, Clearly, that would not be a local address, but you could set up a lot of UI and run them locally and not have to pay for any pricing. Let's go back for a moment while we're discussing this to the Obsidian check. Well, it says setup LMM provider, local or cloud, right? And that's kind of the question you got to ask yourself at this point is, do you care about privacy? Is that something you're super concerned about? If it is, then you need to run your AI locally. That means you can't use anything that goes off of your computer, right? So Open Router is out, as are anything else but Obama or Open Web UI or similar local provider of an LLM. And if you can run something beyond those two, you probably know how to set it up already, so you don't need my help. Uh, when you go to create an API key, though, let's go back to that real quick. In the app, and that's the wrong thing. This one, there we go. When you go to make a new API key, you select a platform. And like, let's say I wanted to use OpenAI, I would just put my API key for OpenAI in there, and it already knows. And then whichever one you want to actively be using, you have to set as default. All right. Um, if you wanted to use Anthropic or Gemini, same deal. All right. Put your API key in, and oh yeah, LLM Studio is the other option. Yeah, so again, you know how to run that one, you're probably fine. But you see how it says localhost because it assumes that you're running it on localhost. But you could say if you're like me and you're running it on a cloud server, you could either attach the IP address and port, or if you've got it attached to a domain, you can point it to the domain. All right, we're gonna cancel that though because we've got what we need, which is Open Router is set to default. We're going to leave it on that for a moment because it is slightly faster sometimes, and that is the whole reason. And I noticed that if you click this instead of searching, it doesn't do as good of a job of filtering. See what I mean? Didn't even actually return any free models that time. So I just don't know. I think these are just buggy right now. I'm sure they'll get fixed, but they're not there yet. But if you just select all of those and type in please, you can find any of these. And honestly, I have really been liking the GPT OS 1B in all reality. It's pretty good for me. Two things I had either. But looking for that's the one. This one seems seems to do a pretty good job. Uh, oh yeah, see, you can't start writing actually until you add a scene to write within. Now you could just start writing, right? Uh, but the AI has no clue what your story is at right now, right? One of the ways you can help it is come over here to Codex and create. I'm gonna create a character. Mo Williams. This is for you from movie. I don't know what W came from. There we go. This character. I'm gonna so that again the same one you said. Goblin is medical as serious dry mouth. Really right back to his throat. Anyways, one of the character. Uh, yeah, his role is the hero of the story. Yeah, I recommend adding all that stuff in, but for now, creating a character. So trigger words are things that will, when used, add this to the context of what is to be prompted. So that way it knows who your character is. You can enable it globally if you plan to use this character in other projects. I don't, so I won't. I don't see all this. All right, now you see we have our code extension. I mean, it's nice and simple. It just works, right? There we go. That's a good starter. Let's set up. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that setting isn't normally on. You do need to go and set that. We'll back into the settings as I continue to. Yeah, that's all good.